We have one break left with spots available, and that's it for this evening. These are all of the breaks that I have left of this configuration, and we're going to be switching it up Wednesday. Otherwise, I'm going to start with 2 and 3 because those will be open together, and that's Audrey's break. Yeah, you filled them first, Audrey. I'm just going to open yours first. So 2 and 3 are going to be open together. I guess I don't need to randomize it. So I'm just going to label it as number 3 because by the time I'm done opening it, 2 and 3 will be done. And that'll give enough time for the last 3 spots to get taken in the first break. What's up, Bowler? You didn't say anything when I got back on camera. I didn't know if you were still here. What's up, dude? That's a fat stack of prismatic, Audrey. And thank you for those bits, dude. Appreciate you. Good evening to you. So break number 1 will be the last break we open tonight. Opening 2 and 3 together because Audrey wanted a nice little feast for herself, and I respect it. There's no way to make even piles with this. I've given up on it. Okay. Honestly, yeah, whatever. Nah. Using booster boxes for your break, Audrey, because it's just easier. You do the same sort of thing. There you go. You need to have a system, Audrey. Because without a system, we're animals. All right, spots are available in the first break. That is the last break of this evening. No, Beige, why do you hate me? Why don't you add more? Because this is all of this configuration I have left, and we're switching up the configuration on Wednesday. There you go, Audrey. All right. Cheers. Another beautiful week. You're all beautiful. Let's get some heat. Nice. We'll have breaks of just journeys, as we do on every release. So whatever is left in break 1, which was like 3 spots last time I checked, that is the last of this break configuration. We'll be changing it up Wednesday. Alone Executor. After opening 2 and 3 together, though, break 1 is going to go by like nothing. Because this is bigger than a Friday Feast. Got some talkative people here tonight, man. Congrats in advance to your God Pack, Audrey, because if there's any time for it to happen, it's break 2 and 3 combined, probably. Nice, nice. What'd you shoot? Anything fun? SA 35 is what, 556? VP9. 9 milli, I'm assuming? SA 35 sounds like a 556 though. I feel like there was a DayZ gun that was SA something. Maybe a delay, I don't know. A Springfield 9mm. But it's not like a long barrel, right? Like it's like semi or full. Because when you say Springfield, okay, is that the SA-35 that you were talking about, the Springfield? That's pretty cool. If you haven't been shooting before, it's... I feel like the biggest shock to me was how much easier it was to aim on an assault rifle versus a pistol. The pistol jumps so, like, all over the place. It does, and it depends on the gun, too. My dad has a 357. That was probably, like, the most fun to use, though. And most accurate. And then, like, I shot, like, a baby Ruger. It just jumps, dude. It's not even, like, as fun. And we shot an AR with Haley's dad. 5.56 is just so smooth. It's like not even fair. You don't even feel it. The SIGs are good. I've heard nothing but good things. Bro, that looks like a Call of Duty loadout. I love it. I remember one time my buddy Kyle brought his double barrel. I felt like a pilgrim shooting turkeys. I mean, it's pretty sick to have, though. Did it take a lot to, like, range the red dot properly? Because, dude, I've seen some people, like, obsess over that. They, like, sit there with a notebook. Or they upload their target. Like, they'll almost scan it. And then it'll score their grouping with, like, a computer program. Use the stand. That's the only way to do it, because it needs to be consistent for you to make adjustments. Out of the barrel? Yeah, that's the way to do it. I haven't used one on a rifle. I think last time we just used iron sight. He didn't really have anything on it. I think he bought something to put on it though. I haven't tried it yet though. I will. That's a pretty substantial submission. How many of those cards were from me? Hopefully a couple. All the newer stuff? Let's go. Again, I wish that's one thing PSA would do, would be like to give a point of origin, not on the card, but like when you look up the number to see who pulled it. Like if you could like track it to like a store. If you added some cool, are you kidding? At the very least, Audrey. Or you just hold on to it. My Mewtwo's are staying in my collection. BGS 10. I mean, it's obviously your stuff, Audrey. You don't have to explain to anybody what to do with it. I'm a little bit sick in the head, and I would want to just keep everything, but that's just me. Your personal collection. Just put them with your tarantulas. Ain't nobody grabbing a card out of a tarantula cage. Yeah, that's my gaming channel room. That's where my entire collection is. Don't have enough shelving up to display everything, unfortunately, but I'm working on it. Hell yeah, give me the Shuppet. Jamerson, I booted like 1 or 2 people from the Legion TD clan. So if you want to request to join again, I can approve it. I'm on a nice loss streak in that one because the randos I've been paired with are just moronic. It's just low IQ. New AI. You ever played DayZ at all, Jamerson? Because I feel like that would be a game you can get behind. Especially with, like, if you have knowledge of guns, it actually helps in game. Because everything is, like, 100% accurate with ammo and everything. You play quite a bit? I forgot to ask you. Me and Tetsnick played one wipe, and we were like the biggest 2-man base on the server. We played on a server that amps up the loot, though, because I've played OG DayZ where you're struggling to find a bullet to match a gun. Now I just want action. I hit almost 1,000-meter shot in that game, or kill. Bullet took like 3 seconds in game to like reach the target. That's what we did too. We had that farm, and then we had they had a Bitcoin miner on the server, and we had 2 Bitcoin mines running. I had to run out and get gas daily. And then with the Bitcoins, you can go to the black market and buy like high-tier loot with it. And then I crafted a one-shot kill rifle, a tapper that they call it. I hate the name that they gave that. The base location we made was Berezino Apartments, so then we were really close to Clen. It was a Beowulf. The Beowulf. I forgot. It wasn't the 50 BMG. It was on the server. If you got certain parts, you could craft like a one-tap rifle, but the parts were hard to get. Like the entire wipe, I only had enough parts to build one. The only thing I did... So, there's really like no middle ground, I feel like, with DayZ on finding a server. It's either finding a server where loot is scarce, and it just... I know what that is. Or where loot is plenty, then people never log on unless they're a full 3-man. They never leave base. And it becomes like this weird meta stuff. So I kind of just hang out towards like Northeast Airfield and just pick my fights there. I hate the Northwest meta where everyone just, it's literally a hiking simulator to die to a 3-man. The problem is, like, when I'm on solo, which is usually the majority of the time, if I pick off one of these 3-mans, they just sit. They'll sit until their buddy gets back and gets their stuff back. So, like, even after you get a kill, you can't go to loot. We had like 2 helicopters one wipe. I stole one from a guy because I logged in on like the oil rig. I'll tell you what though, as far as like the cheating goes, I feel like DayZ, like private servers, their moderation teams of like 3 people do a better job than like these big games. Duo plus an armor vehicle. Tetsnick, when I played with him, he was just a sniper magnet. I could be in a spot, and then 5 seconds later, he'll go to the same spot, and then he just gets sniped, and it's like nuts every time. It is hilarious. Back Pidgey? Don't look too bad. And to buy a helicopter, Jamerson, you needed to go to the helicopter like vendor, which was not in a safe zone. I only went to go buy a helicopter if it was right after a server reset and my character was parked right there. Oh, I probably pulled you a bunch, Audrey. All I know is, Jamerson, we had, I think you're allowed like 15 layers to your base. Every single layer of those 15 layers were all tier 3, which was insane. People didn't raid our base simply because it wasn't worth raiding us with the resources. The seeds you could find in like greenhouses in towns. You could buy them too, I think, but like the main way was just finding them. Yeah. Yeah, like the greenhouses, garages. That's why when we based in Berezino, if you just logged on and just did a quick sweep of the town, it was so worth it. It's because there's nothing out there, Audrey. People didn't believe me. There's, like, the population of sealed packs has never been lower for, like, recent sets. I think people have, like, a very large misconception of how not abundant everything is. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. Like, the only like guarantee, so to speak, is the newer sets, but even then it's not going to be as much. They're not going to project upwards until probably like the end of the year. Your wife is making a YouTube video about it? Well, let her know that. I'm sure she already knows because you guys are smart, but because of last year, where basically everyone was like, I'm skipping every set, Pokemon made less packs of the newer sets. It's just is what it is. People skip sets for a full year, and then they're scratching their heads wondering what happened. Ooh. Which one, the Toad Skull? And then the server we played on too, Jamerson, it was like the highest was tier 6 for armor. But tier 5 was better somehow because I guess tier 6 like raised your health but provided less armor or mobility. People had custom sprays that like made you blend in perfectly to the trees. I had like a camo net on with the spray of the tree. I was invisible, dude. I remember one of the last times I logged on stream on that server before it wiped. I had the one-tap rifle with me and like my best armor on. I kept getting kills on this 3-man. Then all of a sudden you see them all come back with their best gear. And I immediately was like, all right, party's over. I just left. Tier 6. Tier 7 would be too much. In my opinion, they should just have tier 3 as the highest. I think when you get to tier 6, the game still needs to be at a point where like new spawns that pick up a gun are dangerous. Because they're not. Well, whenever their buddy would go to loot their body, that's when I hit them again. I made them think that I left like every time because I didn't shoot twice. The Viking helmet. But like, it's either all the way one way or all the way the other way. That's how servers are, and it kind of drives me nuts. I hate that pretty much all the servers put their loot, the high tier loot, in Northwest Airfield. I think that's stupid. Put it at both airfields. Spread people out. Tarkov, I never really got into. Rust, I bought it, installed it because I had buddies playing it. It's not for me, I would say. I would say DayZ is more my cup of tea. I get why people like Rust. It's just, I played it. It just didn't feel right compared to DayZ. As buggy as it is, I like the base building better too. Bro, we had false entrances to our base. I built a helipad on the roof that connected to the first door pretty much. So if they got through the helipad, they achieved nothing. One of my fondest memories, Jamerson, of DayZ was when I was playing with my friends in like college. We were like 8 or 9 deep, and this was like DayZ official servers where you can't find any loot. But we were all decked out. We found a random dude in a police station, and we made him our police chief. We made him our king, so to speak. And we just followed his orders. That dude probably never had that interaction ever in his life ever again. It was the funniest thing. We would like arrest people, and then we would hold trials. We did that, and then he just died. And then I think the server went down and we lost him. I have videos, clips of it. And DayZ official, dude, to get geared up, because across the official servers you pretty much kept the same character. I would do a thing called loot roulette, where on Cherno I would go on top of triple yellow inside of like that door, and I would just log onto every server until I logged in behind a sniper up there, and just took all of his loot, just ganked him. And then it was easy to dupe because all you needed was a container. So like we would put whatever loot that we got in a container. You both pick up the loot and log off, and then you log in and there's 2 of them. You had to play dirty to get loot, dude. A run up to Tizzy with no map is the worst experience ever. That's amazing. You watch a clip on the gaming channel where you killed some dude in the locker room? Oh, in Tizzy? That guy scared the crap out of me. And then there was just a pile of bodies. You know where that was? It was all the way past Tizzy. Where like most map mods have like a big like bunker and like base. Because I heard gunshots and I was like, I didn't even care what would happen because the server was wiping in a day. So I was kind of just running around and seeing what was happening. And that dude was just camped in the corner. Yeah. But it was like further than the Tizzy base. it could have went very badly for me. I think like half of that dude's like clip went into the wall. The funniest Rust videos I've watched are the trap bases where people just they make it look like they have like a vending machine or they're selling stuff and then they trap people. Yeah, but I took a lot of bullets from him. There's a clip on there of like my second longest snipe where it was like 860 or something. That's a ditto, by the way. I saw him randomly in a tree line because of his shoes. His shoes were like bright white. There's a clip of Eric, my buddy. He's like, wait. Like, we have this guy cornered in a bunker. He's like, I'm going to throw a nade. And I just hear, oh. And then we both blow up and die. The dude who survived that interaction with us walked away with so much loot. I think I picked up like a tier 4 or tier 5 vest. I didn't know he was in there. He jump scared me so hard. I just sprayed in that general vicinity and thankfully they landed. We were right on top of each other. He missed a lot of his bullets. Honestly, it was a perfect trap because all of the loot is in the end of the room, and you don't think to check the corners. I had a double one time where I was getting ran down like an animal by a 3-man. And they were kind of being careless. I had a grenade. I just unpinned it. And then when I died, they all died because they rushed my body. I knew I was going down, so I just unpinned it and held it. But, like, that's what makes that game great, is you can make plays like that. Back in the day, if we were playing as a group, and like there was like a geared guy camping on top of like the hospital or whatever, me and Kyle would run up. I'm like, dude, just follow behind me. I would put a rock in my hand and just tank the shots and just try to take out the dude, and it usually worked. Also, break 1 is still open, unless we filled it. I haven't looked. There was 3 spots left when I saw. the end for me. I love hitting the long snipes, but if I'm in the mood to play aggro, then I'll, put on the full auto. When you're solo, you kind of have to, though. What I do like is on the server we played on, it had quests with rewards like get 10 kills, get 5 kills with the Mosin or whatever. And you could get like good loot from it and base building stuff. It's a good way to play though, Jamerson, honestly. If you're playing with more than one person, you should have somebody like watching. At Northeast, there's like those double-decker military barracks with like the balcony that goes all the way around, like the outside of it. I would go prone on one of the bunk beds, and then you could see like the tents like perfectly. The bunk bed window shred is good until people know to check there. I had a very good run though, because then you could spray through the door if somebody walks up to it. But like biggest proponent of that game is once you shoot, you have to move. That will 9 out of 10 times get you a kill on its own. But like the main problem on that server was like 308s weren't really doing much damage to like fully kitted people. In my head, it's like a 308 is a big bullet. That should be putting people down if it's a headshot, no matter what. Same with like 5.56. 5.56 might as well be like 9mm. And it's like, at that point, why even put the weaker guns in the game? These are like things that like I would like argue with people about. Like if we're going to amp up this loot and everyone has tier 6, then the guns need to follow that. But 7.62 did more damage, which didn't make any sense. I guess the bullet chart that they showed, it was velocity. That's where all these servers differ here and there. The geared, sweaty people don't want to die to a new spawn with a 308, but hey, you should. There should be a danger. Yeah, but doesn't it... Is it a big proponent of that? Which gun is firing it? Like a bolt action is going to have more velocity than an AR. Because there was a 308 like Scar in the game. Or SA-80 too. I felt like that did infinitely less damage than like a bolt. But I agree with you, Jamerson. It's just, I mean, these servers are unofficial. They try to make it as balanced as possible, but I think they lose vision on having the best gear in the game shouldn't make you like invincible. I love that like all the guns in DayZ though are accurate. Like it's not like they're just making up bullets and whatnot. There's like one of the quests is to get like a certain amount of kills with the Mosin. It sucks, but at the same time, getting like ripping a headshot with a Mosin is probably the best feeling ever. Yep. 7.62. We were talking about that, like, back when we were playing the game all together. There's, like, I don't know if it's still the case, but at one point there was a surplus of Mosins, like, Cold War era. And you could buy, like, a Mosin for, like, really cheap. Like, IRL. Just because they overproduced it. And then they ended up never needing it. A few from that surplus. It's probably like a crazy gun to fire. I'd imagine it's got to feel like a 308. Because it's like, it's a semi-auto bolt action. I'd imagine, because it's all wood. Oh, they were probably in storage. But, like, if it's anything close to, like, the AK, it's still fine. Like, they're beat up, but they still work. I'd imagine that, like, a lot of different rifles don't use that ammo, too, so it might be... I would imagine it would be easier to get, but, like, it could be the opposite, where because there's not a lot of, like, call for it, not a lot are made. Oh, that's nice of them. Probably not, because they don't want to, like, literally, like, dislocate their shoulder every time they fire it. Dude, the things we used to do in the DayZ official servers, we would make the bottle suppressors, and then after a shot you had to, like, make another one. Yeah, I'd imagine not. You'd probably go through the end of the range and come out the wall. probably. That caliber is too strong. You probably need like a really long range, if anything. What was another gun that... I think it was the same ammo. SKS in the game. No God Pack yet, but we have a pretty large stack in front of me, Josie. Well, that's good, Jamerson. What was another gun that I liked? The meme gun was the Longhorn, dude. It was a 308 revolver. Put people down, though. It's a meme weapon. Even IRL, it's a meme weapon. I can't see the practical use of that. Like close range bear hunting. I don't really know what you're gonna do with that thing. The kick on that will probably hit you like in the face and just kill you with blunt force trauma. That thing is ridiculous. It's so impractical. Yet in every movie that has one, they can just one-arm it and they're good. WB holster. That'd be pretty funny. Festival grounds. That Master Ball Houndoom. If we didn't fill up break one yet, now's the time. You still got it? I have to redo the merch store because Stream Elements moved it without telling me. But this one you can get, and it's pretty large, dude. It covers like a good amount of this desk. They're nice to have. That one people would kill you over. I'm not even kidding. Maybe not that intense, but they would probably pay you a significant amount of money. Because I never officially sold that one, nor will I ever, because it's not my art. Yep. Even though... Does that dude even like Pokemon anymore? Because I saw, like, pictures of him doing Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and I was like, oh, good you're staying true and not just taking whatever handout you can get. Yikes. Even worse if you know the people involved. Besides him. Even more yikes. But I like to watch dumpster fires from afar so that when it explodes, I don't lose an arm. Oh, I've recently watched Sonic 3 because someone logged into Paramount on my TV that I don't pay for. And very good. They portrayed Shadow very well. Probably longer, Jamerson. It's probably coming up on like 7 years, maybe 8. Gotcha. Perhaps, my friend, perhaps. Tomorrow, we're celebrating my dad's birthday. This was another recent gripe. It's a really popular breakfast place near me, and they don't take reservations, but it's one of those places that's like the parking lot's always full. I'm not waiting to eat. If it's reasonable amount of time, like 15 minutes tops, I'll wait. No restaurant is worth waiting longer than that, especially if they don't take reservations. I'll have to buy a pirate hat. Oh, no. Pirati? But yeah, that was my recent gripe I had to deal with. Well, but dude, there are people out there that will wait 45 minutes, and I'm like, there's not a lot of stuff I'd wait 45 minutes for. There's really not a lot of stuff. I honestly can't think of anything. Food-wise, ooh, that's an alt. I have not pulled that yet. But yeah, okay. Pokeball and Master Ball. I would say like 15 minutes max should be the max amount of time that someone should wait to eat somewhere. If they're telling me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm like, no. All right, bye. We're going to go to a place that wants to sell us food. Because then if they're that busy, it's going to take another 45 to get your food, probably. But yeah, I'm not with that, dude. I hate places that do that. Or they don't put you on the list unless you're there waiting. And I'm like, I have to show up to put a reservation now. Food was amazing, but then it's not worth it to me. I personally value my time, especially if it's free time. I extra value it then. That's another Master Ball. Yeah, dude, I'm with you on that one. All right. Couple more chances for a God Pack here. If not, we only have one more break where we can pull one for tonight. I mean, obviously, yes, like that will make you value your time even more, but even in general, it's like nothing is worth that amount of time. This isn't world-renowned breakfast, dude. Like, we're not being, like, hand-served by, like, a big-name chef. The God Pack eludes us again, but still a very nice break for you, Audrey. Did we fill up break one yet, or we still got spots left in there? Because at this point, like, I've given plenty of time to fill it. You finished it up? All right. You don't got to explain yourself, Jamerson. I'm here whenever you need me, my guy. All right, we'll randomize it up, and Wednesday's breaks will be a different configuration from these. See if we can get the God Pack nice, quick, and easy in break one. I'm also level 59 and with like 3 bars left in WoW. I've been taking my time with it because I want to have enough gold for the epic mount. Which I'm like there. I have 700 gold. I think I need 800. The Pidge. The Pidge is a beautiful card. Yeah. I think I'm going to hit like rank 5 or 6 on when Tuesday resets. Trying to get AVs that go long enough to summon the bosses. It makes me sad because the meta is just rush. Is it cheaper? Is it any cheaper buying the RAM for the fast mount? Because I remember that being a thing. That's what I did for my alt. It is? But you have to be exalted. That is like longer than rank 14 grind, I think. Because you don't need to buy the riding for it either, I don't think. That rep farm is absolutely horrible. And I did that twice in the first run of Classic, which is nuts. All right, randomizing the final break, which is break 1. The biggest thing was getting the Uber's key, though. I was so happy I got that. I think I have every key in the game now. I'm the key maker. I'm just going to res it for myself. Make my own group. Why take chances when you could just guarantee it? It's a 30% drop, so 1 in 3. My character's been pretty blessed, dude. I think I'm just going to get it first try. Yeah, you just spam the macro. My first set of resets, I didn't get it, so then I didn't run it. My buddy Kyle still doesn't have Hodge, and it's like 100 runs at this point. I feel horrible for him. I don't miss that at all. I help him every time. And I don't even need anything out of there anymore. What were you, Hunter? Rogues can solo it too? That's pretty nuts. He's a pally. I don't think he can solo it. We might be able to two-man it, but then it just becomes... We just make the group and reserve it. No, he's not. He's been casually playing like me. Even though I am pretty, like, geared, like, pre-bis-wise. Let me just open a couple top loaders and we're good to go on this final break of this evening. You need cooldowns in engineering unless you have tier 2 or higher. That sounds about right. Yep. Dude, I remember the amount of times I had to run it on my warrior. I don't miss that at all. I mean, you could do like lava skip runs, but even then... But the numbers on 100 plus runs on like an 18% drop, that's ridiculous. Pretty much. Sounds good. What's up, real man? How's that going for you? Did you make your own character? As long as you're having a good time, that's what matters. Golf game, personally, to me, doesn't sound too appealing, but I'm happy you enjoy it. At that point, I would just play like Mario Golf or something. Oh my lord, this pack. Who's got dark? Frankie. Gotta add that to the Zard pile. What a way to start the Monday off, though. We opened a lot already. I gotta do laundry tonight, damn it. I don't know how they haven't found a way to just have it be automatically folded out of the dryer yet. Folding clothes is probably like my biggest gripe in life right now, which is like not a horrible thing to have a gripe about, but it's a gripe regardless. Could definitely be dealing with worse stuff, so I put up with it. Thank you for the follow. I don't know the last time I saw that alt. That is so clean. I've been a collector since day one. TCG I'm familiar with, like how it works, but I don't play it. I've been a collector at heart my entire life. The reason why I do it. Hopefully you didn't get caught in an ad while I was answering, but yeah. Appreciate you back. Hope everything goes well for you, my friend. Fancy. Now, if only Pokemon actually collected data like you just did. That would be something, huh? Took all of 2 seconds. What's up, Casper? Speaking of playing, you reserve a spot to play your... Nice. Hope that goes well for you. That code was in the wrong spot, so my pack trick was going to be wrong. It was doomed from the start. Those 12-year-olds are going to kick your butt. Well, since the Pokemon TCG is derivative of every other TCG, just play the meta deck and then win. No God packs yet, but we're putting the reps in, dude. We're due for it. So the name I gave to Chonkers was the Vivid Voltage Hyper, was Chonkers. Because Surging came out after, is therefore younger, the alt is the son of it, the son of Chonkers. Kind of had to be there, you know? He's Chonker, dude. But would you rather have VMAX or Mega Evolutions? You don't have to answer. I already know what you're going to say. Thank you, yeah. Mega Evolution is an infinitely cooler concept. But VMAX, Beige, the Pokemon gets really big, like Jumbo Card. You thought it was cringe when it came out? It's because you're a hipster, Caspre. Yeah, I've heard. You mean what they should have just kept to begin with? Yeah, same. VMAX is 200 times better than Terrestrial. Well, Terrestrial was at least a somewhat unique concept. VMAX was literally Jumbo Card in the form of Pokemon, like in the game. But it's not just the bedazzling, it's also type change too, right? At least it had that. VMAX was literally just big Pokemon. At least like they tried to change something. Oh, it sounds sick, but if you translate that word, it's just big. Not that there's a translation, but it like they could just say big and it accomplishes the same thing. Large. XL. Pokemon XL, dude. No, I hear you, but add a little flair when it's actually needed, not when you just pulled up a Word document and then copied and pasted the picture and just dragged the corner down. Ooh. The turkey. The next... I think they're bringing back Mega Evolutions. I thought. I just had the dumbest idea that is not too far off of an idea that they probably had in their boardroom. Instead of going the Mega, the big, the giant, they go Mini next. Oh my gosh. As a gimmick, just tiny, miniaturized. Micro-evolution. De-evolution, dude. All the Pokemon become Neanderthals. Galvantula. We're going... Yeah, exactly. We're going back to Charizard's original stat, which is like 5 feet tall. All lowercase. All lowercase would be 10 out of 10. Exactly, Casper. And I know which episode you're talking about because I feel like that's the episode that everyone saw. And Osmosis Jones is a disgusting movie. People might like it. It grossed me out. Not a fan. Didn't like it. Thought it was gross. Who was the dude? Was it Bill Murray? If his goal was to disgust me, he did it in that movie. That's a very nice haul for grass. Was Eddie Murphy in Osmosis Jones? Wasn't that Chris Rock? I don't mean to single you out. I'm just seeing if I'm remembering that correctly. Am I? I have not seen that movie since probably high school. But, yeah, I guess my memory is pretty spot on. That's why when you said shout out to Eddie Murphy, I was like, was he in there? Maybe he was the pill guy? I don't know. Pluto Nash. I forgot about that movie. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I have not heard of that movie since probably grade school. Holy crap. It's like I had like my memory just unerased just now. Wow. Wasn't that like his version of like Star Trek kind of? I'm trying to think of like what that movie's plot was. It was in space, I think. Pluto Nash, dude. I'm rewatching Narcos Mexico. I'm hoping they're going to add another season where they actually kind of like go through present day stuff, but I don't think they are. They were just getting to like El Chapo's story, and then the show's over. Ooh, that Flygon. Dude, that Pluto Nash movie name drop just like blew my head like just wide open. Mentally, I'm just like, wait a minute, what? That movie reference is so obscure. I love how it's censored that, but it's the name of the movie. I've seen it. That's definitely released past my time, I think, because I was born in '93. Definitely a staple in his career. You know what I was recently watching, dude? Was Dave Chappelle telling the celebrity stories with Charlie Murphy. Those will forever be the funniest thing ever. They'll pop up in my suggested every so I watch them every time. I was in grade school when those came out. Shirts versus blouses, dude. The Rick James one is the one though, if anyone's referencing one. Yeah, I watched the interview where Eddie Murphy talks about it because he was at that party. On that same note of like subject wise, I recently watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I wonder how much of that story is actually true. Prince was hardcore into basketball, was he? Because I don't know a lot about him. An artist that, again, passed my time, really. I feel like all of those, like, music, like, artist story of their life movies all came out at once. Like, they ripped out, like, 10 in 1 year, I feel like. The least person you would think be into basketball. Yes, but at the same time, it's like, I could see it because, he was an athlete. In terms of, like, dancing and everything. Like, it doesn't surprise me as much, but, like, at the same time, it is funny. Bro, we came out this Monday swinging. Opened over a case. Just warming up this week. Charlie Murphy recently passed away, didn't he? Which, that sucks. He was hilarious. The bits where he tells the stories are like 10 out of 10. I could listen to that dude tell stories for hours. I'm surprised he didn't have that big of a movie career like his brother. Because, like, I would say that, like, he's just as funny, if not, like, right on par with him. He looks exactly like his brother. Bowler, what you been doing, dude? Battlegrounds has been just dragging my rank back down when I hit 6,500. My win rate was getting too high, and they're like, "Yeah, give this guy all the bad cards now." Floating around 7. I think I'm floating around like 63 now. All right, give us the God pack here. They'll sit for another week. I would like. What's funny is like I'm not even trying to hit 60. I was trying to do other stuff, and now I'm 59 already, and I'm like, whoa, that went by pretty quick. Like I got the Uber's key, which took a couple of lower BlackRock Spire runs to get all the gemstones. The last one I just reserved, and then it dropped right away. Lately, there's been some greedy groups, dude, where they're like, we're reserving all of these, and I'm like, okay, I'm not running in this group. Goodbye. Oh, it's the opposite. I think Horde has the majority of the population, do they not? If you're going to go do BRD, it takes an extra 15 minutes to get to the dungeon. It's 50-50? I thought it was... Didn't you tell me it was like 90% Horde? I'm going to come hunt you down now, dude. I'm 60 with some really good gear. Oh, that was smart of them. The amount of times I got ganked, I stop now and I kill every under-leveled Horde player. Normally not like that. The amount of times it happened to me while leveling changed me. Now I do it every time. It was done to me, dude. They made me into that person. I had enough of it. My buddy Kyle was trying to make it into BRD, and he was getting mind controlled off of the bridge on the backside of Blackrock Mountain, so he couldn't even like. That's the first alt Eevee, and you got a Lugia right behind it. Jordan. I have not pulled that before. That's a big hit. That is nuts. God pack, last pack. Just give it. No, of course not. I'll tell you what though, I'm good with pulling that Eevee today. No, dude, I was getting just abused by level 60s when I was like level like 30 and 20. I shared your sentiment until it was done to me every level. And now I'm like, okay, now we're going to have fun. Are you having fun now? I'm going to go take over one of those leveling starting areas and just become the mayor. Why do I have to let it go? It was done to me. No, I'm never going to let it go. Because I wouldn't have done it to start. I'm not letting nothing go. They got to know their place, dude. Until they know their place, it's going to keep happening. I will. You're level 30. It's right up my alley. I support him too, dude. It takes an extra like 20 minutes to get anywhere. I was farming in the Yeti cave at Hillsbrad. A 60 went deep into the cave to kill me. He was looking for me. Good. They made me into it, dude. That was a very nice break. Very nice stream to start off on, honestly, guys. I'll be on the gaming channel tomorrow. And back here on Wednesday. Keep an eye on the website. We'll be posting the new configuration of breaks. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow or back here on Wednesday. Thank you guys for an amazing evening. Love every single one of you.